Look good, feel good, play good. Michael Strahan's powerful message to Deion Sanders after beating cancer. When Deion Sanders, better known as Coach Prime, said, "Look good, feel good, play good," it wasn't just a slogan. It was a lifestyle, one that he embodied on every football field, in every locker room, and with every piece of tailored drip he wore to a press conference. But life recently delivered Sanders an opponent no motivational phrase could tackle easily: cancer. And as he stood victorious after one of the toughest battles of his life, the entire sports world, players, fans, and legends alike, rose to salute him. Among those who offered public love and encouragement, no message hit harder than the one shared by fellow Hall of Famer and longtime friend Michael Strahan. Strahan, who's known Sanders for decades, penned a heartfelt post that captured the moment, the magnitude of Sanders' recovery, and the impact of one man's battle on an entire generation. The comeback of a lifetime, Coach Prime's cancer revelation. At 58, Deion Sanders has done it all. He's been a two-sport athlete. He's won Super Bowls and played in the World Series. He's transformed college football with charisma, style, and substance. But even a Hall of Fame resume couldn't shield him from the silent threat of bladder cancer. In a stunningly vulnerable admission earlier this year, Sanders opened up about his diagnosis. Appearing on Asante Samuel's Say What Needs to Be Said podcast, he revealed the toll the disease had taken. He had lost 14 pounds. His energy was sapped. And perhaps most heartbreaking of all, he initially chose to keep the diagnosis from his children. "I didn't want them to worry," he admitted. "I didn't even know what to do with the news myself." Eventually, he underwent surgery to remove his bladder. The procedure was risky. The emotional toll was heavier. But Sanders survived. And when he stood in front of a packed touchdown club at the Dal Ward Athletic Center in Boulder, Colorado, alongside his medical team, the message was clear: "I'm back, and I'm feeling great." Michael Strahan responds with love and respect. The moment resonated deeply with Michael Strahan. The NFL on Fox host, GMA anchor, and former New York Giants star took to Instagram with a powerful message: "Proud of my brother at Deion Sanders. He has continued to fight and do it while using his platform to help others. Love you, my man. And can't wait to see you back out there doing what you are meant to do, coach." The post included a throwback photo of the two legends grinning side by side in sharp suits, taken during Sanders' high school coaching days. The image was more than nostalgia. It was a reminder that Sanders has been mentoring young athletes long before the national spotlight landed on Jackson State or the Colorado Buffaloes. A brotherhood built on purpose. The HBCU connection. Both Sanders and Strahan are more than athletes. They're advocates. Their relationship goes beyond the NFL. It's rooted in their mutual support for historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs. Sanders made waves by becoming head coach at Jackson State University in 2020, turning the once-overlooked program into a national contender. He did more than win games. He changed the narrative around black college football. He attracted top-tier talent, signed nil deals, and made Jackson State must-watch TV. Strahan, a Texas Southern University alum, applauded Sanders' work every step of the way. He even helped outfit the Jackson State team with custom suits to wear before games, reinforcing a simple but powerful message: how you present yourself matters. That principle didn't change when Sanders faced cancer. Presentation still mattered, confidence still mattered, and fighting for others, especially young black men, mattered more than ever. Deion Sanders' raw honesty: "I had to make a will." As the football world speculated about Sanders' health, the man himself was quietly preparing for the worst. In a deeply emotional Instagram video posted on May 9th, Sanders revealed that he had started drafting his will. "I don't know if I'm ready mentally, emotionally," he said through tears. "Last night was tough, yesterday was tough because I had to make a will. That's not easy at all, to think that you might not be here." It was the first time fans truly understood how dire his situation had been. Sanders wasn't just sick. He was scared. The always confident, ever-quotable Coach Prime was face-to-face with mortality. A clean bill of health and a renewed mission. Thankfully, Dr. Janet Kukreja, the University of Colorado's Director of Urological Oncology, brought the best news possible. Sanders was cancer-free. "I don't use the word cured lightly," Dr. Kukreja said, "but Coach Sanders is cured." Still, Sanders didn't pretend it was easy. "That was a fight, but we made it," he told the crowd at the Touchdown Club. "I dropped nearly 25 pounds through it all. But I'm standing here today because of faith, family, and football." And he's not standing still. Sanders confirmed he'll be back on the sidelines this fall when the Colorado Buffaloes open their season against Georgia Tech on August 29th. Shadur Sanders focuses on football amid father's crisis. As Deion battled privately, his son Shadur Sanders faced his own challenge, earning a spot on the Cleveland Browns QB depth chart. But even in the face of his father's health scare, Shadur remained focused. When asked about his dad by media during a Browns live stream, Shadur calmly responded, "I'm here not to talk about Pops and them. I'm here for the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. I'm focused on learning this playbook and everything I've got to do to be the most successful quarterback I can be and be the best teammate I can be." It was the kind of answer Deion would be proud of: professional, composed, laser-focused. The Sanders way. Fans react to the Strahan-Sanders Brotherhood. Social media lit up after Strahan's tribute post. Fans applauded the brotherhood, the vulnerability, and the resilience. "That's what real love looks like," one fan wrote. "Two kings who changed the game on and off the field," said another. "Strahan always keeps it classy. Coach Prime deserved that love." The throwback photo even prompted some younger fans to dive into the archives, learning more about Deion's early coaching days before he was Coach Prime in Boulder or Jackson. Legacy beyond the field. Deion Sanders is no stranger to adversity. In 2021, he had 2 toes amputated due to blood clots. In previous years, he's spoken openly about depression, divorce, and the toll fame can take. Yet through it all, he's kept moving, kept leading, kept inspiring. Now he's added cancer survivor to a list that already included NFL Hall of Famer, 2-time Super Bowl champion, MLB veteran, HBCU revitalizer, media icon, proud father, and perhaps most importantly, fighter. The road ahead, Prime is back. Sanders' return to Colorado's sideline will be one of the most anticipated comebacks of the season. The Buffaloes, who went 9-4 last year under his leadership, are entering a new era of expectations. With Shadur now in the NFL and Shiloh on the Buccaneers roster, this will be Deion's first season coaching without his sons on the roster. But if anyone can adapt, it's Coach Prime. The Big 12 landscape is shifting. Recruiting battles are intensifying. But Sanders isn't just coaching to win games. He's coaching to change lives. Conclusion. When legends lift legends. Michael Strahan's message wasn't just a kind gesture. It was a reminder of how real friendship looks when the cameras are off. When one giant falls, another helps lift him back up. This photo is from back in the day when he was coaching high school ball, Strahan wrote. He ain't new to this, he's true to it. Indeed, Sanders is true to it. True to his purpose. True to his players. True to his family. And now, true to the millions of people he's inspiring by sharing his fight. Deion Sanders didn't just beat cancer. He beat silence. He beat fear. And in doing so, he reminded us all. No matter how big the game, how strong the opponent, or how long the odds, Coach Prime plays to win. And now, he's winning again. The toughest $45 million decision of my life. Deion Sanders opens up about cancer battle, family legacy, and Shadur's future. He's known for flash, for diamonds, speed, charisma, and the swagger that turned prime time into a living brand. But beneath the gold chains, the Hall of Fame career, and the relentless showmanship, there's a father, a man, a fighter. And this past year, Deion Sanders faced the most grueling opponent of his life, cancer. Now, for the first time, Sanders has opened up about what he calls the toughest decision he's ever had to make. preparing a will in the middle of a life-threatening medical crisis. Not for himself, but for his children, including Cleveland Browns rookie Shadur Sanders. Bladder cancer, blood clots, and the diagnosis that changed everything. It began, as many battles do, quietly. Coach Prime, 58, started feeling leg pain. Just another inconvenience for a man who had already endured multiple surgeries and blood clot issues in recent years. But this time, something felt different. Tests revealed clotting in not one, but both legs. And further investigation exposed a greater threat: a tumor in his bladder. Deion Sanders, the NFL's biggest personality, had cancer. The news couldn't have come at a worse time. Shadur Sanders was preparing for his NFL debut. Shiloh Sanders was stepping into the pros. The family was riding the high of success after 2 back-to-back explosive seasons under Deion's leadership at Colorado and Jackson State. But behind the curtain, their patriarch was preparing for war. I almost gave up. The night that changed everything. On Monday, Sanders sat down with his longtime friend and fellow NFL legend Michael Irvin in an emotional interview. The topic: life, legacy, and the agonizing uncertainty of cancer. And for the first time, Sanders publicly admitted how close he came to breaking that. I had a several-hour surgery coming up the next day, and I had to make sure, being a businessman, that my estate was great, Sanders told Irvin. You never know what's going to happen. In what he described as the darkest night of his life, Deion found himself not reviewing game tape, but speaking with lawyers in his living room, assigning finances, preparing legal paperwork, and thinking about how to secure each of his 5 children's futures. I'm sitting there, thinking about each kid, he said, and I'm thinking, okay, Deandra can make it with this. Shadur's good. Shiloh, let me get him a little more. Shalomi, what does she need? He continued, I don't want my kids and my family to be in a situation that I didn't take care of business. A $45 million legacy decision. Deion Sanders' estimated net worth has hovered around $45 million. But for him, the legacy was never just about the money. It was about meaning, stewardship, and preparation. That night before the surgery, I was up with my lawyers until 1 or 2 a.m., he said. We had to get it done. I had a 5 a.m. pickup to get to the hospital. I was exhausted, but it had to be done. This moment, finalizing his will, was the toughest decision Sanders says he's ever made. Not the Super Bowl. Not choosing between football and baseball. Not even walking away from the NFL. This was different, he said. This was everything. The May 9th video, a window into Prime's fear. In a video released by the family's Well-Off Media YouTube channel, filmed on May 9th, Sanders offered a haunting insight into that moment. I don't know if I'm ready mentally, emotionally, he said. Last night was tough, because I had to make a will. That's not easy at all, to think that you might not be here. You don't want to be a fool and not have your business affairs in order. The vulnerability stunned fans. Coach Prime, the man who never faltered in the spotlight, was preparing for the possibility that he may not wake up from the next day's surgery. Reconstructed bladder, rebuilt spirit. Sanders underwent a radical cystectomy, a procedure that removed his bladder. Surgeons then rebuilt it using a segment of his intestine, a complex operation that would alter his life forever. The physical recovery was intense. Sanders shed 25 pounds. He battled nausea, fatigue, and frustration, but he kept showing up, kept fighting. I was like Atlanta Falcons Prime again at one point, he joked, poking fun at his rapid weight loss with his trademark flair. But jokes aside, the journey tested him. It wasn't a cakewalk, he told reporters. It was dynamic. It was tough. His doctor, Dr. Janet Kukreja, confirmed during a packed press conference at the University of Colorado that Sanders was now cancer-free. He is cured, she said, and I don't use that word lightly. The faith that carried him through. For Deion Sanders, there's always been one unshakable force behind his life: faith. I always knew I was going to coach again, he told the media. It was never in my spirit, in my heart, that God wouldn't allow me to come back. It's a sentiment echoed by those close to him. Team trainer Lauren Esquivel described him as the model patient. He never folded, never wavered. Even through the worst days, he kept going, she said. You couldn't ask for better. Shadur Sanders stays silent, but steady. During all this, Shadur Sanders kept his focus on football. When reporters asked about his father during Browns training camp, the rookie quarterback kept it brief. I'm here for the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, he said. I'm focused on learning this playbook and being the best teammate I can be. For some, the comment seemed distant, but for those who understand the Sanders family, it made perfect sense. Shadur was doing exactly what his father raised him to do. Stay grounded, handle business, and focus on purpose. And on the field, Shadur responded with a flawless 9 of 9 day in team drills, throwing 2 touchdowns and stealing the spotlight from veterans. In the middle of personal chaos, he delivered professional excellence, just like his father. Deion's return, year 3 with Colorado begins. Now, Deion Sanders is back, officially. Stronger, leaner, and more grateful than ever, Coach Prime is preparing for his 3rd season leading the Colorado Buffaloes. He's already handed the NFL 2 first-round caliber stars in Shadur and Travis Hunter. But he's not done. I'm more motivated now than ever, Sanders said. This season, this team, it means more. The Buffaloes open their season against Georgia Tech on August 29th. And with Sanders back on the sideline, there's a renewed sense of hope and fire within the locker room. Family, football, and the future. As he continues to build his coaching legacy, Deion Sanders isn't just shaping players, he's shaping people. He's reminded his kids, and fans everywhere, that health isn't promised, that tomorrow isn't guaranteed, and that legacy is not measured in trophies or touchdowns, but in responsibility. Make your will, take care of your business, protect your family, Sanders said in a powerful message to viewers. You don't want to leave this world and leave your people guessing. Final thoughts. Coach Prime's greatest victory. Deion Sanders has always been a showstopper, but this time there were no bright lights, no championship rings, no roaring stadiums. Just a man, a father, patient, a businessman, a fighter. And in many ways, his battle with cancer may prove to be the most important chapter of his remarkable life. He didn't just survive. He prepared, he led, he inspired. And now, as he returns to the sideline this fall, Sanders does so not just as a coach, but as a living reminder that even the brightest stars must sometimes walk through darkness to shine even brighter.